7 Hanging Valleys Trail. What's the best way to admire the beauty of this part of Portugal? I'll take you along and tell you everything you need to know. Together we'll go through this list and find out, boat or hike. But first things first, because where do you start and where do you park? Almost all websites and Google suggest you're going to this parking lot. This is the official start of the hike. But this parking lot is quite small and therefore almost all the time very busy. Therefore, I advise against taking this road, but instead go here. You see on Google that it has only a 1-star review and it's very overgrown, but as you can see here, it's a lot more space now. Madison's Well is a good point to navigate to. Of course, this means you skip a part of the hike, but believe me, this is definitely not the best part. And you can always walk back as we did at the end of the hike. You'll also be right at the most famous point at the trail, Benagil Cave. It might be confusing to start the hike from this point. You walk around this building down the hill towards the beach. Then go back up the hill. The official hike also follow this road. But keep in mind that you'll pass this restaurant on your way back to the hiking trail. Don't worry about getting lost, there are way markers along the entire route. So don't always follow the easiest path, sometimes it can be a bit challenging, just follow the yellow and red lines. So what's the best way to see the most of the beauty and what gives you the best experience? We're starting here, Praia do Carvalho, the beach. This is what you experience when you do the hiking trail. You have a stunning view from the high cliffs and an overview of the entire beach. You also see there are a lot of stairs to climb. Many people walk around the beach. The entrance is a bit hidden, but of course I'll show you how to get there. This is the start of the stairs we just saw. The stairs give you the impression of following this path. This is correct if we want to continue the hike, but we like to visit the beach first. So we're going back a little bit. You see this sign? Walk towards it. And there, in the dark, we see the entrance to the beach. Okay, it might be a little less exciting to walk down there, but here we are on the beach. Not the most beautiful beach I ever seen, especially not with all the seaweed, but the seaweed isn't always there. Impressive to stand here among the high cliffs and a nice stop during the hike. But which is better, the hike or boat? Now that we know what to expect with the hike, let's see what it's like with a boat. beautiful to see all the different colors in the rocks and the wave crashing against them. And if you don't like walking, you can see it all from your lazy chair on the boat. The beach looks even more beautiful now that the sun is shining. It was already set during the hike, so don't give you that wrong impression. I have to say that the beach is gorgeous from the boat. The boat will stay in front of the beach, as you can see here. And if you're lucky, the guide will tell you about the history. But you won't experience the view from the cliff tops, especially the entrance to the beach. Therefore, the hike wins the first round. There's still so much beauty to discover. I'll quickly show you where we are right now. Remember, we're parked at Madison's Well, then we went through the restaurant Carvalho Beach, and now we're going to a part that I personally find the most beautiful of the entire hike. And maybe also the boat trip. Peninsula. Apologies for my pronounce to everyone who speaks Portuguese. So, you tell me, is it better from above, the hike, or better from below, by boat? How can I choose between the beautiful view from above or the experience you have when you're going to this cave and you see those beautiful eyes on top of it? You can see them from the hike, but you don't get this view from the boat. I really can't choose. You know what? For this part, I give it a tie. Whether you do this by hike or by boat, it's amazing. Let's continue the tour. Right next to this amazing spot, you find this sinkhole. I love to show you this, but I can't compare it. The boat doesn't stop here. But you have to see this, it's quite impressive. We're now heading towards the lighthouse. The boat does enter a cave here, but from up above, next to the lighthouse, there's not much to see of this sinkhole. This is because the sinkhole hasn't fully broken through yet. It's really cool to see the colors in the cave like this. Do you see the dark edge near the waterline? This is the tide line. When you're on a boat tour, keep in mind whether it's low tide or high tide. At low tide, it's much easier for the boat to enter the cave, and if the waves are a bit rough, the cave doesn't have to be skipped. This is what you see when you stand on top of the cliff. As you can see, there's not much to see in this sinkhole, just an endless dark hole, into the void of infinity. Who knows? Seriously, this is how a sinkhole actually is formed. Feel free to pause if you want to read the whole thing. But it boils down to this. A small hole gets bigger because of the rain, and beneath a cave is formed by the waves. On one point they meet and you have a sinkhole and the cave down below. The Lighthouse, by boat or by hike. It's difficult to say because those two experiences are completely different. This is also true for the upcoming section of the route. So let's generally refer to this section as the boat or the hike and see what you can see by boat and not by hike. Which one is better? Okay, so which is better? It's beautiful to sail into the cave and it shows you things you wouldn't see with just a hike. The hike gives you views you won't experience by boat. You should actually do both. But if I really had to choose, I choose the hike. It's completely free to do the hike. You can start whenever and wherever you want. The experience of walking so close to the edge and experiencing nature makes the hike the winner. Keep in mind that the hike is 6 kilometers long and you also have to return, so that makes 12 in total. Some sections can be quite a climb, so keep that in mind. If you're not much of an hiker but you still want to experience the beauty, then the boat is obviously the best option. But for now, the hike is the overall winner. But we haven't touched the most important thing yet, Benagil Cave. Before we go there, let's first finish the trail. So this is the end of the trail. And if you don't have a car, you can also consider this as the start of the hike. And take the bus to the station. This is the station where you get off. Follow this path until you see this sign. Here you go down and you can already see the stairs to the start of the hike. This is the official sign of the hike. A nice warm-up this stairs if you just start, or a challenging climb if you are on your way back. This is it, Benagil Cave. Isn't it beautiful? Better by boat or hike. Okay, let's get a little closer. So this is what you can see of the cave from above. It's quite impressive and fun to see the boats go inside. But the fences are still quite far from the hole, so it can be difficult to see inside. Now let's look at it from below. You might have seen photos online of people chilling on the beach. Unfortunately, this isn't no longer allowed, both for safety reasons and to protect the cave. For me, it's not a difficult choice to choose the hike or the boat here. The boat is the clear winner here. From above, it's impossible to see everything. You want to see all the beautiful colors and how big the cave actually is. If you want to see Benagil Cave in a beautiful way, then take the boat. And that brings us to the end of this adventure. I hope you have a good impression of the 7 Hanging Valleys trail. Would you be doing it by boat or hike? Or have you already done so? I'd love to see a comment below. Did you like the video? Then give it a thumbs up. A subscribe will be a huge help for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I love to see you next time.